Oh yeah, Man U 3, Leicester 0. Rashford with a brace. Are you gonna say his name or Caps?
Nah, man, he needs to give him another season of this before I can give him his name. But till then, he's still Rashidi. No, but he's doing his thing. Like
Yeah,
he's doing his thing. His first goal was well taken. He in his interview explained that he saw Garnacho on his left, but there was a defender in the way, so he wanted to pass it to him initially, but because of the defender, he opted to hit across the goal so that if the keeper did get a hand to it, the rebound would fall to Garnacho. I was thinking, okay, that's good logic. He's using his brain now, so that was good to hear because he's thinking about other opportunities and what could happen if A, B, C. So I like to hear that from a player. He's looking, okay, if I go across the goal, so you can see the coaching from Benny McCarthy kicking in. So always go across the keeper. If there's a rebound, it's going to fall to your incoming player to tap it in. So that was good to hear. Second goal was fortuitous. I thought that was offside, but we got the rub of the green. Again, good finish, but keeper. It wasn't. I didn't. Was it a great finish? He kind of hit it straight at the keeper and it went under him. I'd like to see him place them more corners, not straight at the keeper because a better keeper probably saves that. So, but yeah, it went in, so I can't complain. And then Sanchez came in. I told you, I said Sancho in the 10. That's where his future lies. Him and Bruno did that link up and then boom, 3-0. Easy game. First half we weren't good, but second half came out looked much better. Luke Shaw is outstanding. But again with Luke Shaw, same story as Rashidi. Last season, rubbish. So I'm not gonna call Luke Shaw world class or anything till he gives me the same thing next season. But players like Luke Shaw, Rashidi, they've been outstanding this season for us. And hopefully they can carry on that form for another season and from further seasons going moving forward. I don't want it to be one season of good form and then falling off the cliff again the following season because it happens too much to these men. But it was a good win, and it's nice to see United actually win a game after our closest rivals drop points. Because there's a few times when teams around us has dropped points and then we've drawn or lost and then we failed to capitalize. Newcastle lost, City drew, and then we won. So that was a good result and good to see that we capitalized. So I'm happy with that result, man. Ten Hag is cooking.
for real, he is. He is. First off, Leicester played well. They actually outplayed Man U. I'll give them that. Created the better chances. They were better on the ball as well. Man United was sloppy, especially
Martinez.
playing up. Yeah, yeah. Martinez was sloppy. Made a few mistakes playing out from the back. Their winger, is it Tete?
Looked
Yeah,
decent.
he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. He faded out in the second half, but the first half he was a threat. David De Gea made a couple great stops. Give him his credit. He earned that clean sheet. He earned that record. Congrats to him on getting that
180.
record. Yeah,
Yeah, equal the record.
yeah. Most clean sheets for Man U. So congrats to him on that. And what performance to seal that. So shout out to him. But yeah, Luke Shaw had a good game. For me, obviously Rashford because he got the 2 goals and Fernandez because he got the 2 assists. They stand out. But Lindelof for me played very well. Very well for him to step in because he's not the usual starter. So he stepped in. And yeah, it's like he's been playing regularly. So yeah, he had a great performance. So shout out to him. Sancho came on, scored, looked lively, which is good. But yeah, Sancho in the 10. I think that's the talk now. Sancho should play in the 10.
Well, wait. What? Why is that? Why is that the talk? How many games has he started recently?
He hasn't started a lot recently, but I think people are seeing the type of player he is now. I think before he came to Man U, people were of the impression that he was the guy that would beat players on the wing and he had pace and he was physical like that. But I think people are coming to the realization that he's not that. He's not that guy in terms of beating people on the outside on the wing. He's more of a combination player, better linking up with players, better with the ball at his feet. And I think he showed that today. So that's why I think people are saying he should play in the 10.
Yeah.
Like even when he came back from his situation that happened, He played in the 10 first game back, and he got an assist and he got a goal. And I've been saying it for time. I would play him as a 10 because Sancho is better on the ball than Bruno is. His passing seems more crisper. He's free. He's got free space to roam in the middle. Whereas on the wing, he's not the fastest. He's not the strongest. He can't beat a man down the line. So he's limited on the wings. He could get the ball, pass it back inside, and try to move. But then we don't. Bruno's not the kind of guy on the inside to go out. Bruno on the right is a lot more effective for United when he's linking up with Sancho. It seems like they both become smarter footballers for it, because Bruno's always looking to get that assist. He's always trying to get that final ball in. So if you're phasing out Bruno from like the first 2 phases of play, and then you're leaving Bruno for the third phase, then I think he's a lot more effective, because then you just ask him to put the ball in the box and create assist. But when you're trying to get Bruno to create phase 2, try to be the orchestrator, that's when we start getting frustrated, because he starts trying to do Hollywood passes and we start going mad at him. When you're seeing that you've got Sancho now doing the orchestration, you've got Bruno finishing it off, it works a lot better. I think this is what United should be doing.
That makes sense. It's like what Man City do with KDB. I think as he's getting a bit older, they tell him to just execute the final ball to Haaland, execute that killer pass or key pass, and that suits Bruno to a T, in my opinion. So yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Sancho look good, man.
Sancho in the 10 is I like the idea. It gives you good options and good depth now if he's going to play 10, because you're not forced to start Anthony, Rashford, and Bruno. You can, mix and match if you would like with Bruno, because Bruno can play on the right or in the 10. So that gives you a lot of depth there now.
Yeah, one minor criticism of Ten Hag, I would say, is him playing Rashford on the right. He needs to stop that.
But you have a selection issue. You can't not play Garnacho. And if Anthony's not there, you have to put Garnacho in the team. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, who's gonna play the right?
No, but even today he tried to put he had Bruno on the right, he had Rashidi up top, and he had what's the name, Workhorse playing as a 10 with Garnacho on the left. And for me, Garnacho is a good player. I like him as a good young player, but he's not a starter yet. But it feels like we're trying to force him. We're trying to force him to be a starter, and he's not that yet. He's more impactful when he comes off of the bench and becomes an impact sub. He's not a starter yet, so we shouldn't be trying to force him into being a starter and then effectively cutting off our best players' effectiveness for the game. Because then when you put Rashidi up top, you lose him.
That's what
he's
I'm
in
saying.
a graveyard shift. No balls are going into him. He's just running around doing nothing.
And then you end up taking Garnacho off at half time because he's not effective. So play your best player on the left. You saw Rashford in the second half. He was more of a threat, more of a dribbling threat. Like on the right, he finds it more difficult to be plays. He feels more comfortable on the left. You can see it. He was beating multiple players, getting more shots off. Got his goal as well. But yeah, and Garnacho's 18 as well. Like, why are you shifting our best player to play an 18-year-old on the left? Put him on the right, man. He's got pace as well. He can take a man on
Garnacho on the right is defensively, our right side is very suspect. So we can't afford to have Garnacho on the right, because if you got Dalot or Wan-Bissaka on the right, you can't have Garnacho there because he doesn't defend well enough to have him on the right with defenders that are not good enough. On the left, you got Luke Shaw, who's very good defensively, who can defend. So you can kind of afford to carry a Garnacho in that position a little bit. But on the right, you can't really afford it. That's why people love of Anthony, because Anthony's defensively very good for the team and he's structurally very good, whatever. We can't afford to carry Garnacho on the right now. He needs to develop his game. But it feels like we're trying to shoehorn him into the team too much too soon. I think he's very good, but he needs to be an impact sub. And your point on Lindelof, he's much better than Maguire. He's so much better than Maguire. He's more mobile. He's more technical. He's much better, but he doesn't get. So I think I was watching United stand that Mark Goldbridge, and he was saying it's the British media bias. Why didn't they ask the manager about Lindelof? They always ask him about Maguire. Why didn't they ask about Lindelof? Because Lindelof was better than Maguire. But they was asking why is Maguire not starting? Because Lindelof, every time he's come in, he's done the job for us. When Maguire comes in, we've got our hearts and our mouths. We're panicking. We're thinking, Lord, any mistake we're done out here. But Lindelof, we feel a bit more assured of him. I think he's a decent squad option. Maguire, that guy needs to go. 40 million. If we're gonna get 40 million from Maguire, we need to just keep our mouth shut and just pretend he's a generational talent. Get that money. Let him go.
Yeah, now it's looking like he's gone because did you see Ten Hag's comments about Bruno Fernandes and him being a great captain? He said Bruno Fernandes is a great captain. He's a great example to the team. Now, this is when Maguire is actually the captain, but he was talking about Bruno Fernandes being a great captain and a great example, a great leader.
And the thing is, I feel for Maguire because he was given the captaincy by Oli. It wasn't his fault that he's been made captain. So in that capacity, I feel sorry for him because it's like, yeah, why is he the captain? Well, he was given it. He didn't ask for it. He was given the captaincy. But in terms of the comments, yeah, I like it. I think Bruno is a good captain, but Maguire, it's not for the lack of trying. It's just that his attributes are not good enough for Man United. He's not a Man United player. And especially in terms of the way the manager wants to play. If we want to play from the back, Maguire's not it. And if we want to play a higher line, Maguire's not it because Maguire is too slow. If we play a higher line, immediately one ball over the top and suicide, we're finished. So it's unfortunate. He seems like a nice guy, but he's just not good enough for United. Well, good enough for what the style of football that Ten Hag wants to play. So we need to get rid of him. And the last person I'm going to touch on is De Gea. We keep talking about, a lot of people keep saying we need to get rid of him to get a keeper that plays out from the back and blah, blah, but De Gea's been a good servant of the club, man. There's too many games where that guy saves us. And my worry is that people keep saying we need to get rid of him. People act like he's the most detrimental player for United. He's not. He saves us points game after game after game after game. Today, we could have been 2-0 down before half-time.
To be fair, though, let's be honest. The last couple of years, he hasn't been good. He hasn't been that good. Today,
who's been good for United?
I'm saying De Gea is because it's a goalkeeper's position and it's making saves as your bread and butter. He has made a few howlers.
But the thing is, when we finished second under Oli, De Gea was man of the year. He was our best player. And when we capitulated last season, it wasn't because of De Gea. He's had a few mistakes, but De Gea generally is one of the best shot stoppers. And we keep trying to get these keepers that play out from the back. I don't think it's the most important position right now. Not for me, anyways. I think there's far more important. We need a striker or two. We need two centre midfielders at least. I still think we need a right back before we need a keeper. The keeper's the last thing that I'd look at.
Yeah, I can't lie. Yeah, I was watching that game thinking, imagine if we had Osimhen up front.
Yeah,
because workforce, boy.
Workforce.
Have you seen the guy run?
Yeah, he's not it, man. I like his effort. I like his energy.
There's a lot of effort and energy, but
tracking back. But we need a striker that's a threat to centre backs. He's no threat to centre backs.
Not at all. But when they see him running at them, he's 6'7", 6'8", and he can't win the ball in the air. He's not good with his head. Why are you here? Slow. His first like 5 yards, he's slow as hell. Why are you here? His pass is not great. I like the effort in industry, but that doesn't mean you should be there. He's a Burnley reject. They won the championship, but didn't win him. They sent him out on loan.
Boy.
So why is he there at United? I'm telling you, I don't think he's good enough. He shouldn't be there. But the one guy that we do have, unfortunately, does not want to stay fit. And I'm not going to say it's unfortunate. Martial needs to go this summer. I've had enough of that guy. He has to go this summer. We have to get rid of him because you're earning far too, like I said last week, you're earning far too much money to not invest in your body. What's the injury now? He's been out for the last 4 games. What's the new injury now? What is it? You play 20 minutes, you're injured for 4 games. You're not reliable. You have to go. He has to go. As much as I like him and I think he's one of our better players, and when he plays, you see the impact he has to go. There's no point keeping a player that is going to give you 5 games a season. He's got to go, man. Not worth it.